guys, Coach Nia Renee here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about why you do not need to take accountability for being abused. So let's just get into it. If you're someone who's ever been told to take accountability for being abused, let me be clear. That rhetoric is harmful, toxic, and completely invalidating. Let's talk about why victims and survivors don't owe anyone accountability for the harm that they do. And in case you're new here, I'm Coach Nia Renee, a certified narcissistic abuse relationship recovery coach. I help survivors of abuse rebuild and reclaim their power. So let's dive in. First, let's address the obvious. Abuse is a choice made by the abuser. They made the choice to harm, manipulate, control, or exploit someone else. No one deserves, the abuser does not deserve to have to take accountability for their actions for being abused. No one deserves or causes abuse. Yet there's the narrative of victim blaming. It implies that survivors are complicit in their own harm, which couldn't be further from the truth. That rhetoric ignores one key fact. Abuse is never the victim's fault. And I don't know about y'all, but it really gets me. It grinds my gears when people say that victims need to take accountability for their actions and that mutual abuse exists, which is so much further from the truth. Survivors are not complicit in their own harm, and that rhetoric ignores one key fact. Abuse is never the victim's fault. No matter what choices you made, no one deserves to be mistreated ever. So why do people say this? Honestly, I think it stems from a deep discomfort with acknowledgement of the reality of abuse. It's easier to blame the victim than to confront the abuser. It's also a way to distance themselves from the idea that abuse could happen to anyone, especially them. Think about it. If they can convince themselves that you made bad choices, then they can believe they're safe from ever being in your position. It's a defense mechanism, but it's wrong and it hurts survivors. Survivors don't need lectures about accountability. What they need is compassion, support, and space to heal. Healing doesn't come from blaming yourself for someone else's actions. It comes from recognizing that what happened wasn't your fault and focus on reclaiming your power. Let me be clear though. Taking accountability is about your choices and your actions. It is not about taking responsibility for the choices of an abuser. You can absolutely acknowledge when you want to grow or set better boundaries without ever taking accountability for someone abusing you. So to any survivor out there, let me say this. You didn't deserve the abuse. It wasn't your fault. You are not to blame for someone else's manipulation or control. The abuser and the person who abused you is responsible for you being abused. And if you've ever internalized that narrative, I want to challenge you to let it go. Replace "why did this happen to me" with "how can I honor my healing moving forward?" You are worthy of healing, growth, and real healthy relationships. If this resonated with you, or if you're navigating the aftermath of abuse, let's continue this conversation. Subscribe to my channel for more content on healing, reclaiming your power, and building a brighter future. And if you need personalized support, visit my website to learn more about my coaching services. And thank you for being here. You are not alone. This is a quick reminder that I do after every single video. Drink some water, get some rest, and don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. I love you, bad it hurts.